our mother's wounds were triggered by us. That became our personality, the ways that we triggered her.
Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast, where we center the stories of Black women as we heal from the painful relationships with our mothers.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Black Mother Wound. I am your host, Jennifer Arnice. What is going on, y'all? I hope everyone is doing well. We are what? Is it April yet? I'm trying to think of when this episode goes live. Spring has sprung. This is big for me. I don't want to say I suffer from seasonal depression, but boy, I be in a lull when it's cold outside. And I have to talk about that. So I'm excited about warm weather and trips and going places this summer. Who has already started planning vacations for themselves, their homegirls, family? I've got a couple things that I'm working on. I realized that I think once I talked to y'all, I had went to Puerto Rico back in February. It was a quick trip, not a lot of planning, and it was a little more budget friendly. I'm not a good budget traveler. That's what I feel like I'm coming out of the closet to say that. I need a vacation means to vacate. And I want to vacate all mental and physical and emotional labor. If I can't vacate those things, then it's not a real vacation. So I'm having to kind of recalibrate what types of vacations, because a trip and a vacation are not always the same thing. I'm not so much interested in a trip. I'm interested in vacations because I am very busy. I have a whole lot going on in my regular life, running a business. Y'all know I still have a day job. I still work a corporate job as a project manager, okay? And having a 17-year-old son that I raised as a solo parent. So I need something to take me away. I need Calgon. That's the type of vacations I need, or Calgon. So I'm trying to think about what those look like over the summer and what that looks like even in the fall and the winter. And I thought it meant going far away, but it really doesn't have to be far away. The goal is vacate, and to vacate wonderfully. I want it to feel better than I am. I want my vacation to feel better than my life at home. And the thing is, it makes it hard is I love my life at home. It is very soothing. It's really nice. I have set it up to where it's like in my house, it's like an Airbnb, right? Except I don't have a maid, but I'm working on that. I'm working on having somebody come in and keep my house clean. It's really going to be an Airbnb then. But what are y'all up to? What are y'all doing for the summer? What does a vacation look like? Where y'all going? And who gets to go? Okay. Yes, I guess that's all. I was Googling things before I started recording this, so that's on top of my mind. So today, I'll always start an episode in my mind with a title, because if I can work from a title, we can go somewhere, okay? And I can lead y'all to where I'm trying to get y'all to be. And today, the working title is I want to be myself, but what if they don't like me? Or this one, I want to be myself, but I don't even know who that is. I don't know who the fuck that is. I think that's it. That's the one right there. That's the one. That's it. I want to be myself, but I don't even know who the fuck that is. That's it right there. A big part of losing autonomy is losing your sense of self. And being raised by a emotionally neglectful, hypercritical mother early on in the game has us always making choices for our survival, right? And who we were in the house with her dictated who she was and how she responded to us. So oftentimes we didn't even get to establish who we were. We were who she said we were. You fast, you shy, you too quiet, you ask too many questions, you bad. We didn't even get the opportunity to be seen as a person. We were seen as a reflection of how our mother's wounds were triggered by us. That became our personality, the ways that we triggered her. You know, for me, two things that stand out that my mother would say, one of them was like, I want too much, right? So it's almost like I'm greedy. I want too much from life. And this concept of vanity, because I love makeup and lipstick and hair and jewelry, always have, always will. And that was vanity to her. That was you. I guess it went with wanting too much. Like you want attention, you want people to see you. And my mother, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit, she only wanted people to see God in her, right? And she was what the saints say, um, in the world but not of the world. And she wanted her physical representation to communicate that. And I did not get that. That was not a part of who I was because I loved Wonder Woman and Daisy Duke. See, Wonder Woman and Daisy Duke got to me before. That's from living with my daddy, where I could watch TV shows. Daisy Duke and Wonder Woman got to me before the word could get to me. And I needed a short skirt and I needed my shirt tied up tight in the front. Baby, I needed some red lipstick and some long red fingernails. Period. To this day. Okay? But I have spent so much of my life waiting to turn into who she wanted me to be and doing things that were in alignment with who she said I was and who I should be. And I look back and it's like, no wonder your life wasn't working out because you were working against who you really were. And instead, it was like, this is who I should be. This is what it was cosplay in a worse way, right? I was also seen as somebody who was scattered. You know, you just jump from job to job, irresponsible. These were the, personality types that were given to me. You stay at a job for a little while and you jump to another job, you need to be still. Now you look at the world and we live in a resignation nation. No longer do people stay on jobs 20 years. You be happy somebody stays 2.5 years. They might stay less than a year. It's normal now. Guess what? I was ahead of my time. I already knew if I'm unhappy, I'm leaving. I can find another job. I didn't have a sense of loyalty to an employer. And that was, my mother looked down on that real bad. And I tried to be different. And come to find out, I was right all a fucking long. You should be in an environment where people treat you with respect. Who would have thought? These are just examples, and maybe you have your own as to how A personality was assigned to you, and you never got to really even know what being yourself was like. And now here you are, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, and you look back at your life and you're like, I did what I was supposed to do. I got the degree, I got the job, I married the man, I raised the kids. Why am I unhappy? Why am I sick? Why did it all crumble? Why didn't it work? I did all of the things I was supposed to do based off of who I thought I was. And here I am now, kind of left with the debris of this life. And I want to do something different. Now I realize I wasn't being my real self. But now who am I? How can I be authentic when I don't even know what that fucking looks like? And it's frightening and it's frustrating. And that's why I don't preach forgiveness. Y'all already know, because that shit pisses you off because you're like, I did what she told me to do. I became that person. I became better than who she wanted me to be. And here I am, still left holding the bag. All this time trying to appease her and get in her good graces. And she's still looking at me sideways. We still can't get along. What was it for? I know. Trust me, I know. Put your focus back on yourself. I know how that pisses you off because there's this thing that we were taught. It's like, if I do the right thing will happen for me. That's how parents raise their children to be obedient, to get what they want from their children. That's how society raises people. If you work hard, you will get ahead. Show up on time, work late, come in early. Y'all know I don't be falling for that shit. But, be a good wife, a good girlfriend, be loving, be kind. If you do all the right things, even for the wrong people, for too long in the wrong situations, you will be rewarded. It's a fairy tale. It's Disney. Okay? And women most definitely are taught that shit. We are taught to abandon ourselves early on. So when it comes to having the life that you want, it has to be based off of you being your authentic self. It's like, okay, who the fuck is that? And in order to establish your authenticity, you have to go back to the beginning. And you have to, I don't know if I've said this, I probably have written this in my notes. This may be the first time I've said it here. Reestablish integrity with yourself. Meaning, stop abandoning and rejecting yourself. And last week I talked about how healing is an action, right? When you and how you can take action, right? By minimizing the ways you abandon and reject yourself. The more you do that, your authentic self will rise to the surface. It has always been there. You don't need to find out who you are. You just need to start being good to yourself, and your authenticness, the authentic version of you, will feel safe enough to come to the surface. See, it's just hiding right now because it's not safe. Your mother didn't make it safe, right? Then as an adult, you didn't make it safe. Then you got with other people that didn't make it safe, and you blame them for it not being safe, but really it's you. Got to tell you that, sis. It's you. Always you. And now that you've removed what you thought were the problems, you're still sitting here like, now what? It's still about the relationship with yourself. And you have to establish a level of integrity and honesty with yourself. And from there, you can build trust with yourself. And once you have the trust, your authenticness will naturally bob up to the surface. It's like a ball in the water. It naturally floats. Who you are naturally floats. Goodness naturally floats. But you have been suppressing it, thinking it's how you stay alive. And it was how you survive, but it's not how you thrive. And this work is about thriving because we know how to survive. But this work is about thriving. It is about how can I live the absolute best life? And you feel it inside of you. It's been calling you your whole life. I remember saying, you know what? If I still have this ambition, because I'm extremely ambitious, if I still have this ambition, if I still have these larger than life dreams, when I'm 40, I'm going to go after it. But I told myself that they would go away like they were childish things because that's what I was made to believe. Like, girl, that's just you being childish, irresponsible. You know, when you watch too much TV, when you have a child now, you got to focus on real things. And when I had my son, my dreams did not die, they only expanded because I thought about who would I want him to be? I would want him to follow his dreams. I would want him to go after them with every ounce of him. But I can't tell him that that's what he should do if that's not what I'm doing. I have to model the behavior I want him to have. Right? And I remember turning 40, same time me and my mother fell out for the last time. And I was like, this is really who you are. All these things you want, all these things that attract you, that you want to learn about, that you want to do, going through my journal for years and decades, I'm writing the same things. I'm this everything I've wanted now, I wanted when I was 20, 21 years old. Probably when I was 13, all of it is still the same. I was like, oh, guess what? We're going for it. I'm 10 years in and I'm still going for it. I don't even care if I don't get all the way there. The fact, I'm stuttering because this shit is amazing. The fact that I believe in myself, the fact that I just get to be myself really is enough because as long as I'm alive, I'm gonna keep going. But the way that I am solid with myself, the level of integrity that I have and how it keeps growing. And this is the whole thing. It doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes in how you are with yourself, but the level of integrity you have will then make you hold yourself accountable. You'd be like, oh, I got to go back and fix that. I have to repair this with myself, right? Oh, that thing I said, how I behaved, how I betrayed myself. I should have spoke up. I didn't. I had to fix it. I'm scared to fix it. They're not going to like me. They won't want to be my friend. They're going to think I'm crazy. Do it the fuck anyway. And me knowing that I have my own back and that I'm going to be there for me regardless of what happens, even though it never turns out to be what I think it is, but even if it does. After I say it, I don't be giving a damn. Be like, oh well. Having me is so much better than somebody else having me. I mean, it could never compare. Someone else loving me could never compare to me loving me. And I mean loving in the action verb way. Okay? There's nothing fucking like it because I don't have to dumb down for me. I don't have to lie to me. I don't have to make excuses. I don't have to accept less for me. Like me and me, we a team. And that allows me to show up as myself. It gives me the room to be authentic because my fear of being disliked, which is a real thing, is less than my fear of what my life turns into when I betray myself. And the kick in the head when I betray myself is far worse. It's real bad. It's terrible. It sends me into a fucking spiral. The rage I feel against myself because I have no tolerance for it. I don't have a tolerance for rejecting myself. And it's like a raging baby, a big old baby that want to tear everything up when I don't do right by me. And that's because I've made promises and there's an expectation that I have of myself to be good to me. And when I don't show up, I pay the price. And I don't like feeling like that. I want to feel good. I want to trust myself. I want to be happy. I deserve it. I love it because that's when I'm inspired. That's when I do my best work. That's when I can show up and things get done around here. It's when I'm the best mom. Oh, it's so nice. It's just the best feeling. And being authentic is the fruit of that, right? So when you find yourself in that space of like, I know I'm not showing up as my true self and I'm kind of pandering or I'm shape shifting, code shifting, all of that kind of stuff, whether it's at work or it's in the line at the grocery store. Think about how am I betraying myself and what I can do. You're going to have to make a plan for this now. You're going to have to really sit down and be like, oh, you know what? I apologize when I'm not wrong. You got to take a real audit of your behavior, right? Be like, when people want to go places, this is me. With my friends will want to go, I would be like, okay, I'll go and I'll drive. And I'll pick you up, drop you off, remind you of everything. No, you can't do that. Because you're betraying yourself because you end up being mad or disgruntled in some kind of way and you can't say anything because you agreed to it. So it's like, oh, I don't agree to do things that I don't want to do. Well, damn, what do I want to do? Like, you really have to get to know yourself in order to stop betraying yourself and stop abandoning and rejecting yourself. That's why I'm telling you, healing is all about building the relationship. It's about getting to know yourself. And the more you do that and you support yourself in that, the authentic version of you comes to the surface, right? Yeah. I really got to work on how I end these podcasts because I'm like, yeah, that's it. 'Cause I know last week I said if I had a mic, I would drop it. I would do the same thing today. Instead of trying to be yourself, this is what I'll leave you with. Instead of trying to be yourself, get to know who you are by auditing your behaviors and your actions now and start abandoning, rejecting yourself less. And the fear then comes in, they won't like you You're going to have to soothe yourself through that. Test it out. Test it out and see what happens, right? Go back and listen to my episode on boundaries, and that will help you. Love you dearly. I will see you next week. We are all in this together forever and ever and ever. And I'll see you later.